Hello everyone, this is Capitillar from StarCraft 2, about to show you a planetary fortress rush. Now this one is a little different, and you'll see why in a minute. So, some of my friends watched my last video, and they didn't know much about StarCraft, so they asked me to kind of give a little instructional part at the beginning, so that's what I'm going to do while everyone's starting their build. So, this is StarCraft 2. I play Terran, which are the humans. There's also Zerg, which are kind of like bugs, and Protoss, which are, it's hard to explain, but they're humanoid. More human, more human than Zerg. So as you can see here, this is my base, Capitillar. Zerg is scouting me, and I'm starting my build. Most people in StarCraft have a build order that they follow pretty closely. It's like a guide for what you do at the beginning of the game to make sure you don't mess up, don't waste any time, because a lot of times, especially the Zerg will rush really fast, try and kill you early, and you have to be ready. So Terran normally block off their entrances. As you can see, this thing is a supply depot, and Terran can lower and raise these things to let their units in and out. Now what's happening here is the Protoss guy, they can build things called photon cannons, which can attack enemy units. They're just kind of like a turret defense. The Protoss player is gateway rushing this guy right now. Back to my base, to build a planetary fortress, you need both minerals and gas. You need 150 minerals and 150 gas. You also need this special building, which I decided to put in my entrance, which is called an engineering bay. So right now I'm currently gathering a lot of gas, and I'm going to get all the minerals. I'm getting enough gas also to upgrade the armor for my base. So you see I got 150 gas here. I think I collected a little more later. Yeah, so this guy's getting gateway rushed right now. He's not very smart, because he should have attacked these things with his probes, or with his drones, to stop them from building, because now this guy can just make units in his base and completely destroy them. So as you can see here, let me rewind a little bit. So yeah, I was getting the gas. I guess I'll talk a little more about this. So yeah, this guy needed to attack with all his workers. He needed to kill these pylons to stop the Protoss player from building units in his base. Instead, he just decides to build one Marine to start trying to kill it. Not a good idea. So I've got all my Vespene gas, and I decide to do a very quick rush. So I load up my SCVs into my base, but then I think I decided to mine a little more minerals, because I actually wanted to build another base here once I lift this one off. Now the way a planetary fortress rush goes is Terran can fly around a lot of their buildings. So my plan is to lift off this building, my base, where I can build workers at, fly it over to this guy's base, and then upgrade it to what's called a planetary fortress. A planetary fortress is just like a giant turret. Your base gets a giant turret on it that can shoot enemy people, and it can't lift off after that. So right now I'm flying it over, and at this point I had no idea that this guy was already being rushed by Protoss. So that kind of confused me when I got over there, because he didn't attack me. I was like, well, what's going on? This guy must be kind of dumb. As you can see, Protoss and Zerg expanded early because no one was attacking them, which expanding early gives you a pretty big head start later in the game. There my SCVs, I don't know what they're doing. So I'm upgrading this now to a planetary fortress. I was getting ready to repair it because most of the time enemy immediately starts to attack your base, but as you can see, Red's guys were being destroyed by Barth. Back at my base, I'm building another base. So that hopefully I don't lose. Because my object isn't just a planetary fortress rush, it's also to not lose. So I was laughing because then I realized that this guy's getting attacked by Protoss. Start shooting him. And he's trying to do stuff with his units. It's not really working. Yeah, at this point, we thought he was pretty much dead. But now he uses a pretty good strategy that the Terran can use. He just lifts off his base. So he's going to fly somewhere else. And that's the one bad thing about planetary fortress rushing. You can't do it against Zerg, because Terran buildings can't land on this stuff. It's called creep. And only Zerg units can build on it. So you can't land your base next to theirs and shoot it. If you land your base next to another Terran's, they can just fly their base off, like this guy did, over to this mineral field. Oh, but Protoss was already building there. Kind of stunk for him. So yeah, now that that went down, I decided to start mining. And this guy here, he set him to hold position, which means he won't move by himself, which actually helped me because then I could make my workers mine around him. And I'm working back here. Now I think I'm just going to fast forward to the rest. As you can see, 35 minutes, pretty long. So Zerg's doing stuff, I'm mining over here. Protoss really has a pretty big advantage because he's already expanded twice. Looks like Zerg is going Mutalisks. That's a pretty common strategy among Zerg players. Go Mutalisks, and these little things are called Zerglings. These are the Mutalisks flying. I decided to go all Marauders, I think, which can only attack ground, but they're very powerful against armored units. As you can see here, red, these mineral fields are better than normal ones. They give you more minerals. So, red went there hoping to start up his economy again, which he actually did, as you can see here. He's got a good amount of minerals, good amount of Vespene. Oh, looks like Zerg is attacking this guy's base, killing all his probes. That's what Zerg players do a lot. They do, it's called harassing. They just go to an enemy's base, kill all their workers, and run away. So they don't take many losses, but they hurt the enemy because they have to take a lot of time to rebuild all the lost workers. So here I am, just doing stuff. Didn't really have a chance of winning at this point, or at least I didn't think so. Building stuff. Building lots of Marauders. Red's just sitting here completely free of anyone else attacking him, which is pretty good for him, because we could have killed him right off later. Oh, looks like Zerg took out most of his workers there, but he's got a lot of Marines, so Zerg ran away. Then Zerg just kept building more and more Mutalisks. Look at that. Basically nothing you can do against that. And I was building guys. These guys, Marauders, can't attack air. So I was setting myself up for failure there. Oh, looks like Red went to attack. Went to attack Zerg, died. Zerg was chasing Red's base around just then. Oops. Trying to kill it. Oh man. Yeah, Mutalisks are pretty annoying because they're fast, so it's hard to chase them down. Basically, if you're Terran and the enemy has Mutalisks, you have to build these things, missile turrets. They're exactly what they sound like. They just attack air units. They're most powerful air defense in the game, but they can only attack air. They're not really very good. So this guy, meanwhile, is building up lots of overlords. These allow Zerg to create more units. Up here in the right-hand corner, you can see right now Zerg's maximum units he can have is 182. And right now he's got 154 of those already filled. Oh, Zerg was attacking my base. And then I could only have a 126, but then he started killing my houses, so that kind of hurt me. And he started killing all my stuff. Just started destroying it all. Didn't really... That kind of put a cramp in my plans, because lost half my production power, basically. But I was building up a small army. This guy thought I was allied with him. Not really sure why. This is a free-for-all match, which is what it is. I mean, free-for-all. So, really wasn't any allying. At this point, Zerg basically had the game in the bag. They had me contained to this one area. Eventually, I would run out of minerals. They killed all Protoss's workers there in the base. This base. Protoss buildings can't work without these things called pylons. You see the blue circles here? Protoss buildings have to be built within those circles to work. So right now, all these buildings over here are useless. So, kind of stunk for them. Then Zerg kept trying to come into my base and kill my guys. I was just running away. Nothing much happening there. Tried to rebuild his base. I really don't know what Teal was doing here. They appear to have forgotten that they could mine. So I guess they just they must have just left. Wow, that's pretty pitiful. Not even putting up a fight. I always put up a fight. Here I was trying to build missile turrets outside so I could start getting some room against Zerg, but didn't really work. So normally now Zerg should start expanding to these other expansions, like to this gold mineral field and to this one that I didn't use, just to basically take complete control of the game. He basically had it in the bag, but better safe than sorry, you know, so yeah. Now he just keeps building up his forces. These guys aren't even upgraded, which wasn't a very good idea. When you have this much control, normally I upgrade so much stuff. Like my guys are upgraded, his aren't even. It's pretty pitiful. It's upgrading these guys to banelings. These are basically suicide bombers, go in, blow up tons of stuff. Annoying. So he goes in, blows up all of my stuff. Killed almost my entire army there. Then he did kill all my army. Then he started going in. He got this planetary fortress. It can only shoot ground units. So he was blowing up those guys like crazy. As you can see. Looks like he got 64 kills. Not bad. But it can't fight air, so these Mulists pretty much had it after that. Just blowing up all my buildings. There goes my base. Looks like it was going to say it's 64 kills. As you can see, Zerg expanded over there again, just for fun. Still hadn't upgraded their thing. And that's about it. So, Planetary Fortress Rush worked in this case. They were already being rushed. May have worked anyway, but again, Terran can just fly off. So ideally, a Planetary Fortress Rush will be against a Protoss player. So, there's the end of my second video. No watermark on this video. So, yeah. Hope you enjoy it. And I will be doing more videos in the future. In fact, I'll be doing another one, a real one, tonight. So, see you later.